Hey guys, and welcome back. So today I'm gonna do another freezer meal batch prep, I guess you could call it. Last week I did it all week, crock pot meals, super easy. I loved it. This is definitely my new jam, and I think you guys should try it out too. Hopefully you guys tried out some of my recipes from last week. Even 1 to 2 nights a week, it helped. But last week I did crock pot meals all week, and except for Thursday was a leftover night, and it worked great. So definitely had more time. Like I said, I'd rather take a lot of time to prep the meals than do it a little bit throughout the week. So prep once, eat twice. So this week we're gonna do another freezer crock pot meals, and we're gonna do sweet barbecue chicken. This recipe called Cafe Rio, cilantro lime chicken with corn and black beans, lemon mustard chicken, and then I think I'm gonna try and make a mac and cheese bake that can probably be eaten with most of these meals and throughout the week too. Again, I found these on the YouTube channel. She's in Her Apron, I think it's called. And she has a ton of resources of what she does. But I kind of just gathered what I like and kind of created my own meal from there. So I'm here to share it with you guys. So hopefully you guys follow along and like them too. But real quick, what I have going on and what I was supposed to do last week are my husband's breakfast sandwiches. So I have those going in the oven right now, and I will show you how to prep them so they can just grab and go. All right, guys, let's get started. All right, so like I said, first up are those breakfast sandwiches that I was supposed to do last week. I'm doing them this week. So all I did was threw some olive oil on top of these English muffins, and they are pre-packaged from Thomas. So I just threw some olive oil, some salt, and some garlic on there. And now I'm gonna add these Tillamook cheese slices to the top of them. Kind of let that melt. So I will throw it on top of all of these. Oh, actually just the bottoms of them. I want to throw it. So you're supposed to make them with an egg. However, I'm not gonna do that. That's just extra work. So I'm just gonna double the ham that I'll be using. And that way it's more of a hearty sandwich for him in the morning, and he can just grab it. So out of all the recipes that we did last week, my kids only liked 2 of them. My husband and I, we didn't really care. We liked them all. Our favorite was the sweet chili pineapple. That one was really good. My kids, however, just liked the rice that I had made, which was the coconut, the whole fat coconut jasmine rice. They liked that one. So as long as they ate that and some broccoli, I was fine. But we had tons of leftovers, which worked out for my husband since he took it to work. Okay, so all of those are covered up with the cheese. And now what I'm gonna do is stick them back in the oven. I am going to let that kind of melt a little bit, and then I'm gonna put the ham on top. Okay, so the cheese is definitely kind of melted. It didn't melt all the way, which is fine. So now I'm going to throw some mayonnaise, and I'm using the Primal Kitchen avocado mayonnaise, if you can see that without the glare. Okay, and then I'm using uncured applewood smoked ham, and I got all of this from Costco. So I think the key here is that you want to put the mayonnaise on top of the cheese. I don't think you want any condiments touching the bread, because then it creates like the sogginess. So again, you're gonna layer. So then I will just throw that right here. And he will probably just throw this in the microwave and grab it and go. So we'll do that, throw some mayonnaise on top, and we'll do another one. And then I'm actually just gonna wrap them in saran wrap, or I could just put them in sandwich baggies. That way he can just grab them too. Either way, whatever you have, you don't need anything special. And like I said, you can do an egg on these, but that is an extra step that I don't want to do today. Like that. And I'm making enough just for the week. So you guys get the picture. Mayonnaise, ham, mayonnaise. Make sure it doesn't touch the bread because you don't want it to get soggy. And then you put another piece of ham. So I'm gonna finish this up and then we'll go ahead and get them wrapped. Okay, so we're gonna wrap the breakfast sandwiches and I'm gonna use saran wrap. This is the best saran wrap I have found. Get it at Costco. 2 of these and you get a lot. I hate kind of using it at the same time, but it is such a convenience for me. So I'm gonna stick the sandwich right there. I'm gonna go ahead and chop that. I'm gonna fold it again. And here, I'm gonna kind of twist it at the end and then tuck it under. If you can see that. I'm gonna twist it and then pull it kind of tight and tuck it under. So it goes like that. And that way he can just grab them in the morning. So like I said, I only did enough for this week. We'll see how he likes it. I don't think he's gonna have a problem since he never gets breakfast in the morning. Go like that. Fold it over. Fold it over. And here's where you do the little twist again and tuck it under. The twist and kind of pull tight on it. And that way you just do that. All right, I'm just gonna finish up. Well, and then we'll move on to our crock pot freezer meal, starting with the sweet barbecue chicken. So I will not freeze these. I'm actually just gonna stick them in the refrigerator and he can just grab them each day of the week. I actually made 7, so there's definitely enough. All right, so first up on the crock pot freezer meal, I'm gonna do the sweet barbecue chicken. And I've already labeled my bag, and I'm going to, like I said, prep once so I can eat twice. And I'm actually thinking about taking these camping in a couple weeks. So if we don't need them, that will definitely be helpful then too. So the recipe calls for 4 to 6 chicken breast. I'm definitely gonna try it on the higher end, or I'm sorry, on the lower end and do 4 in each bag. 1, or actually maybe even 3 depending on the size of them. And I plan on just shredding this and kind of doing like an open-faced barbecue sandwich, which sounds really good. If you saw my stories last week, I made a honey buttermilk sandwich bread. And I feel like this on top of that is gonna be really good. So I'm gonna go with 3 actually, because those were kind of decent sized. We could do leftovers. So I'll just try to throw in a smaller piece in each bag. Okay, so I definitely did put 4. And I actually had some leftover barbecue sauce just lingering in the refrigerator. So I'm going to use that first. And so it calls for 12 ounces of barbecue sauce. So I might mix and match, you never know. Might be creating something here. All right, so, whoa, that's a heavy cup. There's 8 ounces in that one. already fallen off my little bag holders. Sometimes if you don't line them up correctly, there we go, they'll tend to get a little sideways. Okay, so that one is done. Kind of mixes together. So I'm doing a cup first. I might do the other 4 ounces towards the end to kind of not make it as dry, I guess. So we'll definitely just do that. Make sure it's empty. Kinder's really, really good. But you can use whatever you want. So just do that. Use that all up. All right. And then it calls for 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I might go just 1 on this. You know me and sugar. I always try to put the less the better. So, because barbecue itself already has a little bit of it depending on the flavor you get. So I definitely put a tablespoon of packed brown sugar. We'll see what happens. It calls for cayenne pepper. I don't have that. So I'm gonna use the chili peppers. And I put a 1/4 teaspoon in each of the recipes last week, and it was like perfect. Nobody complained. So that's probably just for flavor. And then it calls for garlic powder. Don't have it. I used it all on the breakfast sandwiches. So I feel like garlic powder and onion powder are kind of interchangeable. I'll just throw a little bit of that on there. And then a 1/4 cup of vinegar. Whoops. Okay, 1/4 cup. Use my rag to clean it up. Alrighty. Now we're just gonna seal those up. Oh, got barbecue sauce on the Ziploc. Maybe try to squeeze as much air out as possible. This actually smells really good. I think it's gonna be really good on that bread too. Okay, and you guys know the drill. You kind of just mix everything together, get everything all evenly coated. And if you, putting the date on your bag is really important, especially if you plan on eating it not right away, like within the week, and you're just kind of having it there. That way you know approximately when you did it and stuff like that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna let the air out. Okay, all done, sweet barbecue chicken. And our next one is Cafe Rio. Okay, so we're doing Cafe Rio. I've never heard of this, but the ingredients sound really good. So let's start off with the chicken. It says 4 to 6 chicken breast. I'll see how 4 looks. And see if I'll have enough, which I think I will. But these are in a decent size here. I think I'm gonna stick with 4, maybe 5. This might be good on top of a salad, depending on how you want to cook it. If you want to shred it. So that's 3, there's 4. Yeah, let's do 5. Leftovers are always good. Whoa, it's huge. That one's big too. This one's kind of thin. So we went ahead and did 5 breasts, 5 chicken breasts. 1 cup of Italian dressing, but when I read that, I think it said dry. Maybe 1 packet. I don't know, let me double check that real quick. Okay, so this step is actually very confusing, but I'm gonna go ahead and do with what I saw on She's in Her Apron. And she actually used pre-made Italian dressing. And I used the Italian packet where you make it in the little dressing canister with just white wine. I'm sorry, yeah, red wine vinegar, water, and olive oil. So I'm gonna do a half a cup. And then split that up between both of them. The rest. Oh, I thought that was leaking for a second. Okay. So probably about a third, 3/4 of a cup in each is what I have of Italian dressing. And then it does call for 1 dry packet of ranch. So that is what I'm using. That's what I'll put in there. Now, if you've ever had this combo, Italian dressing and ranch, like together, like you mix the 2 dressings, it's actually really good. So I don't see how this could go bad other than maybe it might be too salty, but we'll see. And then it calls for a half a cup of water, but I'm gonna put a 1/4 cup because like I said, your chicken has water in it, and when you cook it, it releases that. So I'm just gonna do a 1/4 cup for now. Calls for a half a tablespoon of cumin. I like cumin, so I think that's not too much. If you don't, you can always not put as much if you're not a fan of the flavor. Chili powder calls for half a teaspoon or half a tablespoon. No thanks. So I'm gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon again, just of red chili pepper flake. Give it a little bit of dimension. And then lastly, it's calling for minced garlic, a tablespoon. Keeping, but you guys, the ingredients in this look so good. So I feel like this, you can't go wrong. 1 for the road. Spilled all over again. Okay, now we're just gonna seal these up. And you guys know the drill. I'm gonna get all the ingredients incorporated. This smells good too. I feel like I may have chosen some real winners. Last time it was perfect. It was like Asian inspired, takeout style dinners. They were good. So just mix all the ingredients together. And this is called Cafe Rio. So I will get the other one mixed up. Okay, so bags labeled, I have cilantro lime chicken with corn and black beans. This sounds so good. We are actually gonna do this over nachos this week instead of doing like a traditional taco or burrito. However, I forgot the cilantro, which calls for 2 cups in this recipe. So I'm just gonna call it lemon chicken with corn and black beans. So my fault, I forgot the cilantro, but I'm sure it tastes great with it too. So this recipe is calling for 6 to 8 chicken breasts. I think I have enough, so I think I'm gonna do 4. Because my last recipe calls for 4 as well. So that was 3. I don't know, I might do 3. These are really big. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do 3, so I have enough for my last recipe. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna do 3 chicken breasts, but they're, you guys, they're pretty big. Can you see that? So I'm gonna do 3 of those. And so next I'm gonna put the olive oil, and it's calling for 4 tablespoons. So we'll go ahead and do that. Last one, 4. On that one as well. And it doesn't say how much lime lemon juice, so I'm just gonna do a little bit because not everybody likes lemon, not everybody likes lime. So I'm just gonna do maybe 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons in each, and I'm using bottled lemon juice. So it says to use a bag of frozen corn, but I used canned. I'm just gonna do a 1/2 cup in each. Whoops. And this is regular, just canned corn. I'll put the rest in there. Okay. And then minced garlic. It does probably just to your tasting, so I'll just do a tablespoon. Looks good. Red onion. So that's what I had to cut up. So I'm just gonna do a handful of red onion in each bag. Fun little fact about the red onion. When your eyes cry, run the onion under water first. I actually learned that in a cooking class that I took in high school. If you run it under water before you cut it, it helps with the eyes crying. I actually had a lot more onion than I thought. Okay. So hopefully that helps you guys. Even, it could be anyone, any onion, red, yellow, white. Just run it under water. And now I'm gonna do the black beans. It calls for 2 cans, and that's exactly what I have. And I drained it with, obviously not the juice, in the bag. So I just started with a 1/2 cup in each. Now I'm adding another 1/4 cup. Okay, so it comes out to about a cup of beans. Whoops. In each baggie. And then it says 2 teaspoons of cumin. And I like cumin. It's actually got a good smoky little flavor. Earthy. So I don't mind it. And I'll put 2 teaspoons. And then lastly, it calls for salt and pepper to taste, but I will do that in the recipe. Or I'm sorry, as it's cooking. And now we are just going to mix all the ingredients, and you see that it's labeled and everything. So we're in the home stretch. We're on the last one, and it's lemon mustard chicken. So I'm gonna get these all incorporated, and we'll do our last recipe. Woo! Okay, last one. We're doing the lemon mustard chicken, and all I have left is 4 chicken breasts. So that is just gonna have to do. But you have seen how big these are, so I'm not even worried about it, that it won't be enough. So I'm doing 2. This recipe calls for, 3 to 5. I guess that really just depends on how the size of your family and stuff. Okay, so I did 2, and this one's called lemon mustard chicken. And it's calling for 1 tablespoon of olive oil. One tablespoon of Dijon mustard. because that wasn't quite a tablespoon. So, and then 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. There's 1. And then 2 teaspoons of lemon pepper. This is the last one, so. And I'm using the Kinder's lemon pepper one. Calls for 2 teaspoons. 1, 2. And then a dry packet of Italian seasoning. And it's saying a teaspoon of that. So I'm doing a dry packet. A teaspoon of that. And then lastly, cayenne pepper. I don't have that, so I've been using the red chili pepper flakes. And I'm just doing a 1/4 teaspoon. That's what I've done in all the recipes. And it seems to add the perfect amount of spice. So that is it. And like I said, let's incorporate it. You guys, this went by so quick. It was probably a total of 2 hours with filming and stopping and cutting. So that tells me you could definitely do this in an hour and get 3 meals done for the crock pot, which is pretty good. Okay, so first let's get the air out a little bit more. Oh, it smells so good. I can't wait to try that Cafe Rio. That really looks really good. Okay, so lemon mustard, all done. All right, I'm gonna incorporate the last one and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, you guys, so we did sweet barbecue chicken, Cafe Rio, cilantro lime, but I forgot the cilantro, so it's just lemon chicken with corn and black beans, and then we did a lemon mustard chicken. So I was able to double those recipes, and so technically it's like 2 weeks worth of meals that we just did. I really hope this helps you guys like simplify and just get more things done. Batch prepping, it works for me. I've only been doing it a week, but last week I could tell the difference. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know on Instagram. I'm gonna try and share the dinners as I cook them so you can see what they look like, how they taste and stuff like that. So follow me at House of Adriana and I will put it in my stories. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if there's something you wanna see as far as like batch cooking and how to prep, let me know in the comments. Okay, but catch me on Instagram at House of Adriana. And I will see you guys then. Thanks.